Hello everyone, welcome to another lab session. Today we're gonna keep going working with our if statements. If you guys remember in the last lab, we started learning what is the syntax of if statements and how it works. And we did some small tasks to understand the, the concept of the if statements. And today we're gonna keep solving some different tasks related with the if statements. And again, like this subject is important subject. We're gonna use every topic after that, those subjects. So it needs to be understandable very well. And we're gonna do multiple of labs related with this subject. Okay. Junullah, Asiya, hi. How are you guys doing? Junullah,
Hi Ozzy, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. How is if statements going on?
If statement's going off good, I'm trying to solve the some tasks by myself, and the labs was also fun.
Okay, perfect. Again, like I don't need to mention this one anymore because I already mentioned maybe thousands of times. The subject in the beginning it might be a little bit challenge, okay, with the syntax, everything. The only solution to get used to this new subject, practice, practice, practice. And that's why we are doing a lot of labs related with the subject. Asiya, how about you?
So, because of previous bullying and other topics, I kind of get used to the logic, but here I need to more pay attention to syntax. Like, although you're mentioning a lot, but every time opening the curly brace, writing the statement inside the curly brace, not outside. So those kind of things challenging me a little bit. But with the tasks, it's getting better.
Okay, perfect. Then let's the start solving our today lab tasks. I think we have two questions, all right, and then we're gonna go through again step by step. And today we're just gonna do in the IntelliJ, and we're gonna solve this two questions. Asya, you wanna start today?
Yes.
All right. So IntelliJ and screen is yours. You can start with the any question you pick, and
All
assign the
right.
other one
So,
to Junullah.
okay, we have a grade task and we have greatest number. Let me work on the greatest number. So, Jundula, you will work on the grade task. Okay.
All right.
All right. So the task is write a program that returns the grades of given two numbers. So it means I have two numbers, let's say 10 and 5. So the code will return 10 is the greatest one, right? So for this one, since it's a given two numbers, let me assign two variable and then assign numbers to that. So let's say int, let me say num1 5 and num2 equal to, let's say, something less than 5. So I have two given numbers. Now we are going to compare them. So I have a condition. If num1 is bigger, then the statement will be num1 is greater than num2. If num2 is bigger, then the statement will be different, right? So let me start with the first condition. My condition will be inside the parentheses. So it's gonna be if num1 greater than num2. If this condition is true, then my statement will be as out num1 is greater than num2. So this is very simple, like just based on the given number, this condition will be runs. So I have another condition. What if my num2 is bigger than num1? So in this situation, I'm going to use another condition with else if. So else if another condition will be, what if my num2 this time is bigger than num1? So I open the curly brace here. My statement will goes. This time my num2 is greater than num1. Oops, I forgot to open
Yeah, double quotes.
double
Let's put the
quote.
double quotes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, now what if I have two exact same numbers? Num1 is 5, num2 is 5, right? So in that situation, that's going to be last condition. And like without test like checking the condition, it's going to be execute that way. So this time I put just else. So two numbers, either one is bigger or they're going to be equal. So my statement in this situation will be the numbers are equal.
Okay. So basically in line 12, you check the your first condition, because I mean, let's let's go one more step back, right? This is actually kind of like algorithm question. Okay, this is algorithm. Again, you guys remember last classes, last lab we were discussing. Whenever you have some algorithm question to ask, first you need to think this. Okay, let me not think anything about Java, and let me think how I can solve this one in my daily life. And this is the question. I give you two numbers, 5, 2. How you can tell me the greatest number? You can tell me right away 5. Okay, you can tell me. But what happened inside your brain? Your brain processed something. You know what your brain processed it? Your brain did this. First, it took to 5, compare with the 2, and it check if it is greater than or 2, right? 5 greater than 2. If it is greater, automatically you responded 5, right? Right now, whatever is happening inside your brain, we are trying to put that algorithm in the Java code. And in the line 12, you did exactly same. Okay, let me compare num1 to num2. Again, don't forget, the computer is not that smart machine, right? Computer, you need to tell what to do. If you tell, okay, like right now, check if num1 is greater than num2, then he will do it for you. Okay? And if you make algorithm wrong, it will give you wrong answer. And in line 12, you're checking right now. Okay, let me check if num1 is greater than num2. If it is correct, please remember the last lab. What questions you need to answer yourself? 2 questions. What is the condition? And what will happen if the condition is true? Which 12 is showing the condition num1 greater than num2. Perfect. And what will happen if the condition is true? Line 13. Okay, just print num1 is greater than num2. But you put one more condition, right, Asya? Else if. Why? Because num2 can be greater than num1. And you covering that condition also. And then what's going to happen if the condition is true? Line 15 is going to execute it. Basically, num2 is greater than num1. And then you put everything else under the line 16 else statement. Why? Basically, you covering if num1 is not greater than num2. If num2 is not greater than num1, then what's going to happen? As you mentioned, the numbers are equal. Then how are you going to cover that portion? In line 16 with the else statement. Perfect. You want to run and see the output also, Asya?
Yes. So let me run the code. So here the result is num1 is greater than num2, because my num1 is 5, num2 is 2. So Java reads the line 12. The condition is true, so it's going to execute line 13. Num1 is greater than num2, and the rest of the condition will not be checked.
Yeah, will be ignored, right? Okay, you want to try
Yes.
with the different given values to see how your if statement is reacting?
Yes, let's say my num2 is bigger than num1, 200. So in this situation now, num2 is greater. So Java will check the condition in line 14, else if. What if num2 is bigger than num1? So this is the true condition for now. In the situation, I will get num2 is greater. So let me run and check the result.
Basically, line 12 right now is going to be condition is going to be false, and is going to go to line 14. Check the other condition, which is num2 is greater than num1, which is correct, and it's just going to print the num2 is greater than num1. Let's put one more condition, Asya.
So in this situation, two numbers are equal. Both
Okay.
of them are 200. So not the first condition is not true. Second condition, num2 is greater. That's not true. So Java now will execute a statement which is for the third possible condition, the numbers are equal.
Yes.
Let me
Perfect.
run.
Yeah, please run that one too. We can see the output. The numbers are equal.
Numbers are equal. Yes.
Good job, Asya. I think you did very great.
Thank you.
And this is basically, if you understood this one, like you can answer any if, else, if related questions, because this question is covering everything. If, else, all different conditions, how it works, it covers everything. Perfect. All right. I think Jundula Asiye already assigned you the grade question. You wanna walk on that one? Walk through
Yeah,
on
I'll
that
see,
one?
I can do it.
Okay.
So let me open the grade class. Okay, first let me read the question. So it says, write a program that calculates the average of math, chemistry, and biology scores and prints the grade table.
Mhm.
And we have the grade table here. So if it is if the average is between 90 and 100, it's gonna be A. If it is between 80 and 89, it's gonna be B. Same thing with the C. If it is between 70 and 79, it's gonna be C. If it is 60 and 69, between these two, it's gonna be D, and the rest is gonna be F, right?
There are a lot of
So
conditions here.
yeah, there are a bunch of conditions that we need to cover here, right? So since the question is asking about the average of different classes here, different lectures, so I need to create 3 different variables only for these, and also maybe I can also create one variable for the average, right? So I will say here int math, let's give some value, right? Let's say 60, and here I will say actually since we are gonna take some average, let's use double, right? It's gonna be better, I think, right?
Okay.
So let's say double, and double, I think the other one was chemistry, right? So let's say 50.0, since we are using double, let me add point zeros as well. And the next one was biology, right? So let's say biology here, and let's say this one's 70. So how we are gonna get the averages? Let me create a variable for it first, average.
So we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
use we're gonna
combine-
we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
sum.
we're gonna do some arithmetic calculation here, right now.
Yes, I'm gonna sum all of them, and then I will divide the result to 3
Okay.
by 3. So let's say math plus chemistry plus biology, right? So let me put these 3 in some parentheses, because I'm gonna use division, and if I don't put any parentheses, the division is gonna be the one that runs first. But right now I want the sum operation to be done first, then the division. That's why I'm gonna use parentheses here, and this should give me the average of these 3 lectures. And now I can get into the if statements and the conditions. So I need to check the grades, right, based on the average. So I will say if, let me open my curly braces as well. So the first if statement, I'm gonna cover the first case, which is if the if the average is between 90 and 100. So how I can do this one is, first I need to say that average is gonna be greater than or equal to 90. This is the first part of my condition. And I also need to add one more condition here by using add, which is average is smaller than or equal to 100, because right now we are checking if it is between these two, right? So if I don't put and here and put the second condition, it's gonna cover all the numbers after the 90, right? Greater than 90. It's also gonna cover 110, 110, 120, which is not possible. So that's why I'm gonna need to put and smaller than 100 here. And if this is the case, I will say system.println average is my average, and another system.println here, I'm gonna say grade is A.
Okay.
This was the case here. But this is only the first one, so I also need to cover the other conditions. So let me also do it. So I will say here, the second condition, I'm gonna write else if. Oops. And I will say average should be greater than or equal to 80, right? And I need to say average should be something smaller than 90 this time, right? So this is the second case. Right now it is between 80 and 90, but right now I didn't include 90 this time. So let's say system.println. Again, actually, let me copy this part.
Again,
Average
why
is
you
this.
didn't include it, 90, Junula?
So right now we are working with doubles, so it might also be something like 89.9 maybe. So I should also cover that one, since I don't know how much decimal values can be after the dot. I'm
Also,
just saying
yeah.
that it should be something smaller than 90.
Yeah. Also, you cover the 90 in the grade A, right? Is already included in the grade A, 90.
Yeah, it is also included in there.
Okay.
Let me copy paste the second line here as well. So I will say grade is B this time. And I can repeat this same thing by changing the values only for the other conditions. So for that one, I'm gonna copy this else if that I have here. And let me paste it here. This time the values will be between 70 and 80. 80 is not included. And the grade is gonna be C, right? This is what we see in the table. And there's one more for the D. Let me again paste the same thing here. This time I will cover between 60 and 70. 70 is not included again. And it's gonna be D. And here one more we have, which is between 0 and 59. Let me also put it here. So this time it's gonna start from 0. It's gonna go up until the 60, which is not gonna be included. And this is gonna be the result as F.
Okay.
And if there is any other value, like if someone puts like minus 10 or something like that, I can cover those kind of invalid scenarios as well.
Okay.
By using else here.
Yeah. Basically, if none of the condition is true in the if or else if statements, we just wanna execute the else statement right now.
Yes. So let's say invalid average or grade. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this should be the solution.
You wanna run it and see. It is, we don't need to test with a bunch of value, but at least let's see the output with given value right now. What is our grade basically?
Okay, so I think the average is gonna be here 60. So if I run it with 60, which is average is gonna be 60, right? So it should give me grade is D, right? Because 60 is the part that I'm covering in my third else if.
Yeah.
So this is the fourth condition. So it should run these two lines. So let me run it. And yes, it says average is 60 and grade is D. So it runs those two.
Perfect. Basically, first if statement is not true, second statement is not true, third else if is not true, but fourth one, which is the line 28, the condition is true. That's why line 29 and 30 is going to be executed, and that's it. Our if statement is going to be close.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, perfect. I think it was a nice task to implement again all the things we learned. And hopefully if statement is getting so much better with this two task as well, what we did in the lab. And I think we will have more labs, and we will practice on this if statements more. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys on another lab. Thank you, Junula and Asya, and bye guys.
Bye everyone.